Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? It's Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Now, we're gonna get into the Maui wildfires, right? It wouldn't be right if I didn't cover this video on my channel, so I figured this was the perfect time to go ahead and get it done, because I saw an article that really got me to want to do this video, and it's about the police chief of Maui, right? First off, looking at this picture, it looks crazy. It looks terrifying. This is a perfectly placed picture, and it's very odd how it got the top of this house that is basically like a pyramid, a triangle in a sense. So I thought it was really weird that this picture was so perfectly placed and took, and basically, it's symbolizing a pyramid, right? Which we could all go back to the Eye of Horus. So I really thought this picture right here was just really interesting. It's one of those like very calm, selected type of photos that you see in chaotic situations, and these kind of things, they just pop out to me, especially when you do this stuff and you report on all this stuff, you catch subtle things like this, but I'm here to talk about whether or not we believe that this was direct and not by accident or natural causes of an actual wildfire. Could this been a DEW? We'll kind of abbreviate as much as we can on this video, but a lot of y'all know what DEWs are. They're used by the U.S. Navy, and I don't want to say anything too direct to get this video flagged. So we're going to hit on a couple of different points in this video of things that I have found. And, I basically come up to the conclusion of if we feel like this is not on accident. Now, the article that I found about the police chief is crazy because it goes back and it ties into a video that I did on my Patreon about the Vegas shootings. And, I done put that video on YouTube for obvious reasons of, getting the channel strike down, because y'all know how it is when you try to say some of these things aren't what they seem, they immediately try to strike the channel or, label the video to be misleading. So look, we're going to take the time to read from this article and see what it has to say real quick. So check this out. So the article reads, Maui police chief pleads for patience, recalls pain of victim IDs after Las Vegas mass shooting. This is him right here. This is the police chief. So it says he repeatedly urges patience, prayers, and perseverance as teams painstakingly search the ashes in the seaside community for the remains of scores of victims from the deadliest U.S. wildfire in more than 100 years. It's the kind of message he has used before in the aftermath of another American tragedy, the 2017 Las Vegas mass shooting that left 58 dead and hundreds injured. He was the Las Vegas police captain when a gunman with military-style rifles opened fire from the windows of a Las Vegas Strip high-rise hotel and a crowd of 22,000 people. The violence shook the city to its core, like the wildfire has done in Maui. Identifying victims and notifying relatives was emotionally draining in Las Vegas, just as it will be as names are put to remains in the aftermath of a wind-whipped fire that destroyed nearly all of the historic town of Lahaina. Now, forgive me if I'm saying any of these names wrong. So it goes on to say, at daily media briefings, the police chief has drawn the searing spotlight of his former supervisors in Las Vegas. Endured for weeks after the massacre, it remains the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. So the crazy thing about this is that this police chief was in the same city he was in Las Vegas of, and he was a part of the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. And now, in 2023, he's also a part of the deadliest wildfire in U.S. history. It says he was the commander of the tourist district that includes the Las Vegas Strip before he became Maui police chief in December 2021. So, says the death toll is still rising and ultimately could go well over 100 as searchers find remains. Everyone wants a number, the police chief said, of the death toll. You want it fast, and we're going to do it right. Now, when I saw that, and y'all can go, if y'all want, y'all can go, sub to my Patreon if you want to catch that Las Vegas shooting video. It will dig a little bit deeper into, I guess comparing both of them and the fact that now we know the same police chief, or he wasn't exactly the police chief in Las Vegas, but this same guy who is now police chief in Maui was a part of both of two of the most deadly situations that happened in U.S. history as far as the mass shooting in Las Vegas and the deaths, the most deadliest wildfire in the U.S. as well. That automatically raised red flags. It screams that this was all planned, and it screams that he is a part of the 33 Club. And y'all know what that number 33 represents, because if you do your research on the Las Vegas mass shooting, you will also, like I said, you'll be able to make the connections between the two. Now, I don't want to cross lines and get too much into the Las Vegas shooting in this video. As I said before, I don't want to get this strike. I want people to be able to see it. Yeah, we be able to have a conversation about what we feel happened with this deadly wildfire. Now, also, there's been rumors of cover-ups across the board, and that they're not actually telling us how many people died or how many children have actually died from these wildfires as well. And I found this tweet online from a page that I'd never seen before. I just found it online. We're going to go over some of the points that he said in his tweet. So it says, evidence keep mounting that the wildfires were deliberately shaped. It says, 1, the hurricane warning sirens did not sound, and were they turned off on purpose? 2, the local fire department was ordered off the fire, claiming it was contained. 3, the fire was still burning, though with 70 miles per hour winds known to be approaching. 4, emergency responder resources were withheld as the fires raged. Local schools were canceled to make sure children were at home without their working parents, because I think I read somewhere that the kids were sent home because of the high mile per hour wind that was rolling through. Then it says 6, as a result, hundreds of little ones were burned alive as if this was a sacrifice ritual. Then he said 7, there's a massive cover up right now about how many children were actually burned alive. This has the hallmarks of an engineered act of the T word waged against the people of Hawaii. We're doing this video not to be insensitive to what actually happened, because it's definitely tragic, and I don't think any of us could imagine going through it. At the end of the day, we're searching for the truth, and when things start not adding up and we're connecting things back that happened 6 years ago, in Las Vegas, and there's someone that's involved in both tragic incidences as far as him being, I'm not saying that police chief is directly responsible for both events, but when we can make these connections, it makes this story questionable. I'm not the only one that's bringing this kind of stuff up, because when it involves the little ones, and that's all we're hearing about, it's like, I've been keeping up with it, and I'm not hearing, you don't hear much about the adults and stuff that may have passed from what happened. I'm hearing things about the little ones, and how many of them may actually be deceased from the wildfires. So it's pointing at things that sound like a ritual. We have to acknowledge that, because when the little ones are involved, then it gets a little bit deeper than, it's not having sympathy for, someone that's of age, because we don't want anyone dead off of anything like this, especially if it was a planned disaster, but when all I see is that there may be more dead than what they're telling us, there's cover-ups, there's the locals, saying they're getting calls from people trying to buy their land, and, they're not allowing help in certain places, so on and so on. I've seen a bunch of different videos. It just makes everything questionable, and I don't know, it's something else to kind of go down the rabbit hole until I guess more, facts come out about the entire wildfire. But whether or not we will actually get the real truth, that's left up for debate, because I don't think we ever will, especially if there is a cover-up involved in the Maui wildfires. And to me, it just all screams the 33 Club, and things are a lot deeper than what they're actually putting out when they, use the same picture on every single article there is. It's just like the video I just did on Magoo and Timbaland, the picture that they use of Magoo being in all red, you know, symbolizing sacrifice. I'll talk about it in the video I did. I'm going to drop that soon, but I think I wanted to get this out first. But these are just like patterns. And if you Google Maui wildfires and go to images, this picture is used on everything with this triangle right here. And it's just these little subtle things that they do that tell you who's behind this kind of stuff. So yeah, man, we're going to keep this video short. I don't want to talk y'all heads off too much. Y'all let me know if it's anything I missed or anything you want to add into the comments. And with that being said, it's Black Balloon, and I'm going to see y'all soon. I'm out.